So, in a party, can you run two characters? What are some of the ideas? What are some of the thoughts and experiences with this? That's what we're going to take a look at in this vlog. I was going to say average D&D. D&D wants to operate around 4 to 6 players. The idea being that the party is well-rounded. They have a number of primary characters, the tank, the warrior, the magic user, the rogue, the thief, the support cleric. You also might have some secondary crossover, maybe like a monk where you can fight, but you've also got some support going on. You could scale that up to 6 players. As soon as you go over 6 players, not that it's impossible to play with more players. I love playing with huge parties. I would love to play every D&D game with 10 players on there with that. But from that perspective, it changes a little bit. Likewise, you could scale down. I mean, you could play D&D with 2 or 3 characters. I've even a couple of times played D&D with 1 character. Admittedly, I had to throw in some NPCs just so we had the dice, the volume of dice and the volume of attacks in encounters for the adventure module. But let's say it wants to operate around 4 or 6. What if someone wants to play 2 characters? Do you let them play 2 characters? As a dungeon master, I've learned never say no, but let's because we don't want to shut down any creativity or ideas for adventures. But at the same time, we need to take the balance and the ability of the other players in mind at the table. My challenge with playing 2 characters and why, generally speaking, I don't like it. I mean, usually it doesn't come up. One, it divides the physical attention of the player. What we're trying to do as a DM is pull our players into the tabletop, pull our players into the adventure. Literally, that character is their avatar on the table. Their player personality transfers to that character, and we create this immersive narrative, this immersive story. Playing 2 characters, you're back and forth. You're divided a little bit. Not to mention, depending on the character, some characters have more bookkeeping than others. They're going to be divided. Where are they on the initiative track? Are they going to utilize a spell? Are they going to utilize items? What's going to go back and forth? So things do tend to slow down a little bit. I mean, there's normally enough challenges and enough decisions to make playing 1 character. The weight of decision making also becomes shifted. I mean, as a DM, I want to make sure that everyone at my table is heard, everyone at my table contributes, and everyone has an equal chance to make decisions with what the party's going to do. But I can only facilitate that. I'm not stepping in. I'm not going to railroad the party. I'm not going to offer any suggestions, but I'm there to keep a level and open table. If someone can control 2 characters, I don't want to say that's 2 votes, but essentially it's 2 votes. They can decide what to do just on the weight of where they move those 2 characters on the map or where they want to go. The other aspect where it starts to now potentially fall apart is on the logistics side. At the end of an adventure, we take the treasure, we divide it up. Now, gold pieces are easy. Platinum pieces, silver pieces, gems and jewelry, maybe you sell it. But essentially, you divide that up. But then we get to magic items. And sometimes it's a give and take. So we're lower levels. We find a +1 magic sword and 4 potions, 4 magic potions. Well, it makes sense. Let's say we have a fighter and a wizard. It makes sense for the fighter to take the sword. And it makes sense for the wizard to take the potions. If the potions are not equal in value to the sword, maybe the wizard kicks in an extra 100 gold pieces from the gold piece division, or maybe they just say if they're a good sport, look, next time if there's an advantageous magic item for me, maybe I get that. I mean, it's never going to be perfect. It's always going to be a little give and take. If someone controls 2 characters, they can leverage 2 pieces, 2 shares of the treasure, and then just trade back and forth and possibly come out a little bit ahead in terms of balance issues. So we need to consider back and forth, playing 2 characters. Yes, no, possibly. If someone does want to play 2 characters, I'd rather them play an NPC or maybe some pets, maybe do a hireling, something that they can control that, maybe role play it, but it's not going to have the impact of playing a character with a character sheet and a permanent part of the story. But I won't say no. I never say no, but I think we need to be aware of all of the possibilities and where the direction of the adventure could go.